You have to lick them?
No.
I warm a nice rag up.
Oh.
And all of a sudden they go, and
I
she
was
goes,
waiting
oh! I said,
Alright.
you have to become the mother from the get-go.
I think you should have told him he had to lick them.
Well, I just sort of kind of went there, but when I seen she was going to fall off the chair, I thought, I'm not going to do that the rest of the day. Because the wife said the same thing, because I knew what you were going to do. When she started leaning, I thought, please don't let him tell that to her. Because she'd have dropped, she'd have come clean off that chair. But I told him, you literally have to make that baby be your kid. You've got to be the mother.
Yeah.
And you got to do everything they're going to do.
Yeah, they need
And
training.
you got to make
that's
their
for sure.
legs work. You got to get them out there. You got to exercise them. Even whenever I had Bud here, I'd take him out here in the yard at night, on my hands and knees. I'd pick dandelions for him, the greens and the flower.
Yeah.
And he'd be clean over there, and he'd see me picking them. He'd come over and have to have them dandelions.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to teach them what they got to be able to eat, when to run.
Yeah.
I had a coyote call out here, and I'd make that coyote call, and I'd make him go.
Yeah.
And they'd right to attention.
Teach
And
them.
they'd be looking, and their ears would be twitching both ways. Yeah, if you're going to take them back out in the wild, you got to learn them what's out there.
Yeah.
Or if you don't, they're not going to make it.
Yeah, it takes a lot of training. Yeah.
Yep. Now, I had Bud for 9 years.
Uh-huh.
How he got killed was he out here at the posy patch above his sister's house,
Yeah.
and he got killed there. Him and Spikey with a truck. Yep. Matter of fact, Denny Peters called me up and he says, "That deer you were playing out there at the posy patch." I said, "No, I didn't." Well, you already knew Bud was when Fred Baumgartner and his boy slit his throat.
Oh.
I didn't get him in that day. First day of archery that one year.
Yeah.
And they went out here when Passmore's treader used to sit there, a handful of donuts, coaxed him in, and then took a knife and cut him. He run back here before the other doe.
Yeah.
They brought him up to the door. And I seen he was bleeding. I get in the garage. He know he had his own bedroom in there.
Yeah.
Stood him up on the steps. I said, "Get your head up." And there I could see on his esophagus. It had been, you could see it looked like a hair laying on it.
Yeah.
And here it was that close.
Wow.
Or But 2 weeks later, I had that bugger healed back up.
Wow.
Well, at the time I know it was Fred Baumgartner, I had the junkyard down here and was working on the garage mechanic in there. And a guy come in here for parts for his car. He said, "You wouldn't believe what I just saw." "What's that?" He said, "I just saw a guy and a kid try to slit a deer's throat and it ran off." I said, "There's the deer." And I said, "Who was he?" He said, "Well, it looked like them Baumgartner guys." Well, the kid come down here, and I jumped out, and I told him, I said, "You tell your dad, his ass is mine." Well, he come down here saying, "I never did it." Every time he come in here, old Bud put his head down.
Oh, yeah.
There's them horns.
He knew.
Mhm.
He knowed exactly who done him.
Mhm.
Then he kept trying to bring, even when I had the fur business, he never brought fur here to buy
Yeah.
or sell. He was trying to bring me coons to skin and fox to skin. Just, "Here, take these. I don't have time to do them."
Yeah.
I said, "Fred, quit trying to kiss my ass. I already know who done her, and
Yeah.
so does he."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Don't ever come back here." I said, "I'm going to tell you what. All I got to say is go, and you're going to be gone. He will take care of that."
There you go.
But
Yeah.
the only problem was my boy, he's tall and lanky like Fred. He could never get near Bud again after that.
Oh.
Oh, he come through them back windows one day. I had to tackle him to get Josh out of the back room. I tackled Bud on the floor, and I said, "Josh, get out of here." And then they got him up, and Bud was flying.
Oh.
Now, I was here in the yard, and that Josh could come up and be with
Yeah.
him, and that, but he didn't dare to go in the building.
Where he felt trapped.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'd always put him in there during rut. And during the rut season, that was his home.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody said, my wife come home from work, she'd go, "I always worried whether you're going to be scared or not."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd go in there and
That's a
play with
possibility.
Bud and put my arms around Bud during rut season and never had like a problem.
I'll be darned.
Now I had to watch with all the other deer.
Yeah.
I never did them like I did Bud.
Yeah.
But the only reason Bud was special was His mother had him right there in the field.
Oh.
And I was in there putting a windshield in a log truck. And then my little door open. And there I am holding on to the window. And I hear, eh. And I thought, oh Christ, that's a bobcat. And I damn near come to the rafters holding on to that window.
Uh-huh.
So I set it real slow down. And I leaned out over the cab of the log truck and I looked down. There's this little dot of a deer soaking wet.
I'll be darned.
And the umbilical cord is still bleeding yet.
Yeah.
I climbed down off the log truck and had him out after that. 9 years.
Oh,
Wow.
And he had a small 8-point horn dispersement. And he had a massive set when he was killed.
wow.
Yep. He was quite the bird. I'd be doing cars in the garage.
Uh-huh.
Slide my cardboard under there and Bud'd be under there before I was. They'd be laying there, and anyway I'd get out from under the cars. Come on, Bud, you got to move over so I can get out. And the people would come down here and see Bud come out either out of the house or out of the garage. You know?
Yeah.
And they'd roll their windows down, and old Bud go over and stick his head in the window
Yeah, you
and give him a
would never
kiss.
think an animal.
Wow.
When I was a kid, I had a raccoon. My uncle worked on a fire on me.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be working on my car down there, and that raccoon would be right in there, I'd get in the head chewing on the gravel, you know.
That's why Daisy was here. And Pete now, and when I got Pete, the guy had him as a pet. He fell out of a cage of a high spot and it scared him. That stuck in his head.
Yeah.
We could never get him out of a cage. And 45-pound coon in the cage. I said, you gotta get out. So I thought when I had Daisy here, male and female, I figured, well, maybe Pete will come out.
Yeah.
He wasn't interested. Oh, I go in there in the room where the cages were. He see me coming. He laid down like this because he wanted his fat belly rubbed. And I see eating after you know, well, rub your belly and eat. That's the way you do. All four, straight in the air. And then you go in there with Daisy'd be running around and, come on, Pete, you gotta come out. But I could come out here, chase Daisy up and down the trees, get in a four-wheeler. And I was the only guy who could ride these woods anywhere. And I had an 8-point, black bear, and the coons with me.
Oh my. Should have got some videos of that.
I didn't have a machine. I don't know how to operate one anyway.
Well, we're going to leave. It's good
Okay.
talking with
Hey,
you.
no problem. Thanks a
Glad
lot.
you're getting